I have an 800 credit score and I got my first credit card because I heard about like how amazing credit cards were. I've seen people like paying for like dinners with their credit card so they can get like the 1% cash back and 2% cash back. I've seen my friends like, oh my God, like I can use points. I've seen on the internet how you can get points, spend those points and then actually like, pay for like a vacation. And I wanted to try that out and at the same time build my credit. And overall, like what I've seen, but I've also noticed that credit cards use like a ton of tactics to get you to spend way more money and also go into massive amounts of debt. So in this video, I want to talk about why I think credit cards aren't good and why I would not recommend them, at least unless for like you're just trying to build credit. And that's the case. So, and after this year, I think I'm going to close out like the vast majority of my credit cards because I just don't think it's really worth all of the hassle. So in this video, I'm going to go over my 3 reasons why I'm going to personally just like stop using like most credit cards. Okay, the first reason is one that I've seen a lot on TikTok and social media, which is that like you can use point transfers and get like 5x value or like 600, like $1,000 off of like vacation trips and things like that, which is like, that is not the case. When you look at like the transfer bonuses and like one is that it's like a really big game of like picking all the transfers, but then 2 is once you actually do the transfers, the only like the big $1,000 like benefits are for the luxury things that you were never going to afford anyways. And so what I mean is that like there's I think right now, the Marriott or something, I don't know any of like the fancy things, but like, they have like a trip in like the ocean. It's like a beautiful view. So I'll try to like show it on the video and you can stay there for like $1,000 a night. But if you use a credit card, then it's like $500 a night or something. Or like you can, if you book a trip to Hawaii, it would be like at a super fancy hotel, all, things included, whatever, nice views, it'll be like, $1,000 a night, $2,000 a night. And then if you use a credit card, you can get it down to $1,000 a night or $500 a night. It's like, and this is like pretty consistent. And this is where people book and they're like, well, you save so much money, but like, this was a luxury resort. You were never ever going to afford $2,000 a night. Like you're paying for like the really good experience. And in most other cases, like you're not getting that kind of value. Like you're not getting 10x, saving thousands of dollars. You're saving like probably 1 to 1 or 1 to 2 off of like your transfers, because that's what just most airlines are giving, assuming airlines and then also assuming hotels. And hotels are also just way more expensive. You cannot transfer your points to Airbnb because that would also be just really, really cost saving. Like the hotels encourage the spending because if you stay at a really nice hotel, you're going to want to do it again. And then now they've got future clients in the future. Like they have future clients in their pipeline that are like spending more money versus like if everybody just used Airbnb, it wouldn't be worth it because it would not be worth it to give 3x value, 5x value off an Airbnb because it's already so cheap. And so like using points, you will always be using more than like if you were just staying at an Airbnb, but like the quality is obviously going to be better. So hopefully like this makes sense, right? Is that like the luxury stuff, like the $1,000 off or whatever, like even they think they mentioned all first class flights too, but like who's flying first class unless you're rich? And if you're rich, you probably don't need to worry about credit card stuff, honestly, right? And so overall, like a lot of these credit cards give you a big welcome bonus that has like a really, really nice, like, points or whatever. And the points, like, yes, the points are there, but it's like, okay, well, what's the value of a point? And really, again, I think the value of a point, it's probably 2x if you're optimizing. Like, honestly, probably isn't 2x. Like in reality, it's probably, more like 1.5x. But they will attract you in with the points. And then they try to get you to spend them at these luxury places you never would have spent them on. And now you want to stay at more luxury. Now you want to spend more money. And like now you're in that's like one of the traps, right? Okay. The second thing is that you're encouraged, like the credit cards have a full system that encourages you to spend as much money as possible. And like I'm going to explain actually the ways that they do this, like psychologically what they're doing. One is that they're using points, right? So they take away the value of like what you're actually spending money on and it's converted into points, like, right? Like they never say, I'm going to give you this amount of dollars. I'm going to give you this amount of hotel credit and within money, right? It's all like kind of based on the points ecosystem where you get 2% cash back in points, because if you use points, you don't know what the actual value of it is. And because you don't know, you're kind of guessing and like nobody's actually has like a calculator and a pencil out and they're like calculating everything because it's a ton of work. And you're only doing that for $50 or $100. So one, you're feeling more just because you're like, you don't know what the values of the points are. Okay, that's one. 2, when you get the points, 2, you're always thinking in the back of your head, oh, well, I'm getting cash back on this, so it's like better, right? Like you're thinking, oh, well, if I spend $100, at least I get 1% cash back, which is $1, by the way. Like $1, by the way. You lose $100, you get $1 back. It's like almost nothing. So unless you're spending $100,000, like that's not a substantial amount of money. So you have that, you kind of have that where you're just like, okay, well, I can spend 100 because I'm getting 1% cash back. You're like paying for like a $50 dinner to get 50 cents extra, which is worth like, yeah, you know, it's worth what, maybe $1 more, unless you're trying to go super, super luxury, right? In which case you're just burning money because you're paying for the experience. In my opinion, at least, I don't know. But the third thing is that like they're also sending you emails. You're paying, like they're sending you tons of emails, like trying to get you to pay. You have like, because you're actually, it's not your money that you're spending, right? Like it's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna put it on their credit card. And like this credit card is just like this magical place that's actually not tied to your bank account. So it's very, very hard to go negative on a bank account compared to going overspending on a credit card. And this is because like there is no limit to the credit card aside from like what is set. So it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier for you to like just not know the money that you can actually have available, because now you got to do extra math. Now you've got to say, okay, my credit card balance is 2,000 and my bank account is 1,500, or it's 2,500, but like I don't even really know because I've got like these other credit cards, I have like these other bank accounts, and it just overcomplicates like a lot of stuff, especially if you're trying to like do that. And it also like just, yeah, encourages more spending, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's great for, you know, consumerist economy and everything, but for a personal perspective, I just don't want to take on that. Yeah, and so like I think those are like really the main reasons why I'm not, you know, super ecstatic, or at least why like my hype for credit cards has like died a lot, because I think worst case, like you're spending a lot of money, and then reality like of actually having one, you're probably getting an extra $1,000. And like if you were really going to spend that money, like if you were going to have like, if you were really want to like get more money, like why would you not just do Leetcode problems? Why would you not pick up a college course? Why would you not like, you know, like I could spend tons of time learning stuff that's going to make me way more than $1,000, as opposed to like spending hours and hours and hours looking at the flights, trying to research, trying to get the best deal, trying to like calculate the transfer partners for every single one, or like paying for all these extra services that so I can actually know. It's like, it's so exhausting, and it's just a lot of mental bandwidth. And just for what you're getting is like spending more. And just to be clear here too, which I forgot to mention, is actually that like trillions of dollars, I think consumer debt is in the billions, I want to say, or trillions. It's in the billions or trillions, I don't remember. But a ton of people have credit card debt, a ton of people have consumer debt, and the credit cards are helping that. Like it's no mystery. Like you are not finessing the credit card companies. You are not like the one soldier who is like just so smart and so genius that you can like build out, like you can break the entire system that's all kind of like pitted against you. They know what they're doing. They know how to work it. They know how to work the psychology, and like the mental power that you're using to like fight that psychology. I don't think it's worth it, at least for me. Although, you know, again, I have high credit score, I don't overspend on it, but like I can notice this, that like it's probably harder. I'm probably spending more money. It's harder to keep track of my money. And yeah, but that said, all this said, I do want to talk about the benefits, which is that there are, I think there's like 5 benefits, I think, to cards. So one is like theft protection. So credit cards, because they don't actually charge you the money from your account, they offer, I don't know why they actually do this, but they all do offer you, so if somebody takes your card, if somebody charges it weird, you can just call them and say, hey, that wasn't me, and they'll just give you all the money back. So if somebody were to steal your card and spend $10,000, $1,000, they will just reimburse you the money. Second thing is they give like perks. So you get like travel lounges, like so you can stay for a travel lounge for basically free. If you get like the high credit cards, once you actually get like a, you know, high credit score from like having it, using it responsibly, which again, you could just buy yourself. It's not worth the hassle if you're going to spend an extra $10,000 on a credit card or 5,000 because you're trying to collect points. Overall, like I don't think these happen that often to where like I need to, you know, kind of do it. So anyways, in the current moment, like I'm in a point where I just want like the simplicity. I'm like working full time. I'm also like making these videos for you guys, and I cannot also be keeping track of like credit cards and like trying to set up this thing and all the annual fees and like this thing. Also, you can be positive, although you can churn, you know, you can go cancel, get a new one, cancel, get a new one. But it's like $500, and like you could make way more. I could make way more spending hours of my life making more videos, working at my job, like getting promoted, trying to get a new job, like whatever, would be my endeavor. And it would just be better. So I would prefer that. It's more fun. And yeah, so this video was kind of just a part of my like finance, newish kind of like stuff where I'm just kind of branching out, talking about stuff that I like and enjoy, like kind of like finance and personal finance and stuff. And also just kind of just giving thoughts on like, you know, kind of my changes. Yeah, hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully it was kind of interesting. And I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.